In the headlines, Cloud Shannon and Warren Weaver became famous. Shannon-Weaver model of communication was introduced in BSOA first-year students. Famous YouTuber went viral. Weak cell phone signals experienced by the people in Bulacan. Class of BSOA held an online debate.
Good day, Philippines! It's Tuesday, March 15, and we hope you're having a great day. I am Bercilla.
And I am Jimmy Ojokwando, bringing you to the top stories that will surely no biases.
And this is Count to 10 News Program.
Cloud Shannon and Warren Weaver became famous because of Shannon-Weaver model of communication. In 1948, Shannon and Weaver joined together to write an article in the Bell System Technical Journal called The Mathematical Theory of Communication. Cloud Shannon and Warren Weaver were both from the United States. Cloud Shannon is a mathematician while Weaver is an electrical engineer. Many believe this mathematical theory of communication mainly developed by Shannon alone, and Warren Weaver is a heavy minimal rule. It is simply called the Shannon Information Theory in the science discipline. Shannon developed the theory to improve the communication via telephone and eventually improve the quality of phones. It was later used as a general theory of communication. Shannon-Weaver model of communication, Jemmy Loquendo has the news.
Shannon-Weaver model, known as the mother of all communication models. Also, it is known as information theory or the Shannon theory because Cloud Shannon was the main person who developed this theory. This model's primary value is in explaining messages are lost and distorted in the process of communication. It is best known for its ability to explain how messages can be mixed up and misinterpreted in the process between sending and receiving the messages. From its linear model of communication, it is providing a framework for analyzing how messages are being sent or being received. From the mathematical theory of communication of Cloud Shannon, he hopes to effectively identify those pressure points where communication is being distorted. That explain on what his model was. The fundamental problem of communication is that reproducing a message sent from one point, either exactly or approximately to another point. However, it was broken down into 6 C concepts: the sender, encoder, channel, noise, decoder, and receiver.
I am here right now at Pambanda, Lubhasan ng Marilao, and they discuss the process of Shannon-Weaver model of communication. It starts with the sender or information source. They are the person or an information source who possess the information in the first place. It begins the process by selecting a message to transmit a recipient for the message and the channel to send the message to. Next is encoder or transmitter. It is the next stage is Shannon-Weaver model. The encoder is the equipment that turns the sender notion into signal that may be communicated to the receiver. We also have Shannon. It is the infrastructure that transports data from the sender and transmit to the decoder. And receiver is referred to as the communication channel. This is also refers to as the medium. Lastly, the noise. Sometimes it can cause us to misunderstand a message. There are 2 types of noise. First one is internal noise. When a transmitter or receiver makes a mistake in coding or decoding message, it occurs. Second is external noise. It occurs when something outside the transmitter or receiver's control obstructs the message. Raven Aquino, reporting for Count 10 News Program. And here's another element of Shannon-Weaver model. Decoding is the exact opposite of encoding. In this step, there usually needs to be a device that decodes a message or waves back in a format that can be understood to the receiver, followed by receiver, a step where the personnel finally receive the message after accounting for noise. And lastly is the feedback, wherein not originally proposed by Shannon and Weaver in 1948, and it was Norbert Wiener added the feedback. Furthermore, feedback occurs when the receiver of the message responds to the sender in order to choose the communication loop. This is Charlotte Barcelona, reporting for Count to 10 News program.
Famous YouTuber went viral after showing bad attitude to the street vendor. Vlogger said it was just a misunderstanding.
Vlog! I'm here today in Tiangge to buy some clothes for my OOTD. Let's go! Hi, miss. Yes, ma'am. Can I have extra small for this one? Sure, ma'am. Here, ma'am. Did I tell you I need extra small? I'm sorry, ma'am. But you said you want small size, right? Did I tell you? I repeat it again. I'm really sorry, ma'am, to misheard your order. Can you please, what do you need your order again, ma'am? So I can pick out. My God.
After posting her apology video, she stated that she learned from her mistakes and never do that again. Also, she will do better communicate to other people next time. Reporting to you, Jimil Joaquendo. Back to you, Crisel.
Weak cell phone signals experienced by the people in Bulacan. John worked as a marketing officer for a company. She is dealing works that involves making phone calls to clients. But there's a problem. The cell phone signal is weak and intermittent in their building.
Good day, ma'am. This is Innova Marketing Department.
Yes, I am expecting a call from you. What are you doing? I heard that your companies continue to expand.
Good. And you mentioned, Ma'am Emerlyn, with our company ongoing transaction, it's appear that we will be able to cover the entire city.
Okay, so what do you want?
I'm part of transaction.
Wait, what?
And
I can hear it clearly. You want to pull your investment from our company? Wait, what?
The National Telecommunication Commission confirms that fewer subscribers complains about the weak cellular signals that affects and serve as a barrier in the communication process of individuals.
You heard it right. Over 100 students, 2 of them made an informative online debate about advantage and disadvantages of Shannon-Weaver model of communication.
My name is Dandayan Siamaro. I'll go over the advantages of the Shannon-Weaver communication model. The advantages of the Shannon-Weaver model concept of noise help to improve communication by removing noise or problem-causing noise. Communication is viewed as a two-way street in this model. It broadens the model's applicability to general communication. The Shannon-Weaver model considers communication to be quantifiable.
My name is Daniela Baisa and I go for the disadvantage of Shannon-Weaver. The Shannon-Weaver model is not perfect as well as not focusing on different human interpretation. It is also have criticized for oversimplifying the process and making communication seems like linear and one-way. For example, when there's an important meeting, we should not make it not simple because some people doesn't understand the main point.
For example, an editor called one of his writer about a meeting at 5 p.m. But during his call, there was a transmission error. The only information the writer received was about a meeting, and he did not know when it would take place because the conversation was cut off there. As a result, the writer returned his phone's transmission and established contact with editor. The problem was solved in the example I gave because the Shannon-Weaver model concept of noise, problem-causing noise can be identified here. And it is advantageous to have effective communication. Subsequent conversation between editor and writer, there was a compromise and acceptance of words, or so-called feedback, which two people were able to communicate. As a result, it is regarded as a two-way process of communication.
Feedback is taken as important in comparison to the message sent by the sender. The model is taken by the synthesized and middling representation of the nature human communication. As human communication is not mathematically in the nature. Example, some people sending feedback regarding on the error, misleading misrepresentation, nature human, and also other ways of misrepresenting the data include drawing unwarranted inference from the data, creating deceptive graph of figures, and using the suggestive language for the rhetorical.
The Shannon-Weaver communication model is considered quantifiable because it allows for a quantity data to be expressed. That time in the meeting in the scenario between the editor and writer is stated here. That is, for example, quantitative data, which is frequent in its communication in understanding the message in detail.
Is taken as important in comparison to the message sent by the sender. The model is taken by the synthesized and middling representation of the nature human communication. As human communication is not mathematically in the nature. Example, some people sending feedback regarding on the error, misleading misrepresentation, nature human, and also other ways of misrepresenting the data include drawing unwarranted inference from the data, creating deceptive graph of figures, and using the suggestive language for the rhetorical.
It is indeed an informative online debate, and those information really educate students and other citizens. Rostin Bernardo reporting for Count to 10 News Program.